the hydroplane to an 18-wheeler. Got stuck on the 18-wheeler. He didn't know I was under there. He thought he had a blowout on his tire.
There's a lot of talk about you following AG to Optic.
Oh, I was under the impression that I would just never be on New York. I think Vegas tried to reach out to me too.
You versus AG. That dynamic on Seattle. What was it like dealing with someone with sort of brash personality? Did you think you were the best on that team? Let's talk about the incident. You said something that you shouldn't have. And then you suffered some of the repercussions from that, essentially cancelled. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Thank you very much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this second episode. Guys, you're going to see later on how Dante was affected mentally by his cancellation. You will see how he was affected mentally by his car accident, his life-threatening car accident. And then hopefully you will see how he managed to get through this the same way you can get through this. Whether you're suffering from seasonal depression, whether you are like me or Paco, being away from your family during the holidays, you don't have to do this alone. Find your bright spot this season. Your bright spot is through therapy. Most importantly, therapy will show you any battle you have, you can do it with someone. Visit betterhelp.com/breaking point and get 10% off your first month. That is betterhelp.com/breaking point. That is 10% off your first month. Please, if you are feeling depressed, I implore you to seek help. Therapy is that bright spot. Good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I guys get a decent amount of sleep last night, so
You are glowing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are glowing.
Thank you.
Right.
Shake my hand.
Right, let's get into it.
Yep.
Esports, how did you get into it? How did you get into COD? We'll go over it very briefly.
Yeah. So basically, my dad and my uncle played like Halo and like COD 4 GBs. So I automatically played COD.
Yeah.
And I think my first COD was like COD 2 or something like that. That's the first thing I played.
How old were you playing
I don't
COD
remember,
2?
but I was really young. But my cousin had it, and he's like, yo, you want to play? I was like, yeah, I'll play. Like, this is so fun. And then after that, I got like the very first Xbox, one with the green logo in the middle.
Yeah.
I got that, started playing Halo. And I was the only child, so like, I was just always...
Hang on a second, you must have been like 4 or 5.
Maybe.
You must have been...
always play Halo. I always play Halo 2, Halo 1, just grinding.
So what you were saying is you were a straight shooter at 5 years old.
Yeah, I was going crazy.
Yeah.
And then after that, I did, I think I was just doing competitive sniping and like pub stomping and stuff. And then someone in, I was playing Black Ops 1. Sorry. I was playing Black Ops 1 and somebody asked me, hey, like, you want to play some GBs? I was like, what? What is that? Like, what is MOG? Like, you know, so they got me to that. I had to make a new account for like a clan and stuff. And that's how I started, yeah.
So let me just touch on your upbringing. So you played esports at you were playing video games at a very young age. What was your upbringing like? Were you close to your parents? What were they like to you playing video games all the time?
I was playing soccer. If I wasn't doing that, then I was playing video games.
Yeah. So was she supporting you early on in your career? Or did she have reservations throughout?
I mean, there was a time where I just started competing in an amateur bracket, and she almost took away my power card, so I couldn't scrim.
Yeah.
My grades, whatever. I just was being bad in school or whatever. I just wasn't being a good boy, right? So she was like, I don't care where you're going. Like, I'll take that power card away. She took it away. But I was like, damn. I was like, man, I got to go to school and get this on, man. Because ain't no way I'm not going to my first event. Like, it would just be crazy, right? So as long as my school stuff was right and everything else was good, then she was invested in it. And she saw, like, I won every single tournament basically that I went to locally. Like, so like I went to, my first tournament was in Michigan.
Right.
And then I went to like Orlando and then like South Carolina and then a bunch of other locals around the US, and I kept winning them. Yeah. And just winning and winning and winning. So she's like, okay. Like,
so how old were you when
I was
you
like
were
16.
16, and she let you travel on your own?
Yeah. First one, no, and then after that, yeah.
So the first one, she came with you.
Yeah.
You win that?
Yeah.
Oh, what a way.
Yeah.
So you showed her, like, I can do this.
Yes.
How
And
much did
people
you
were
win?
asking me, going up to us, like, how's your son so good at Call of Duty? Like, how does he do this stuff and
Yeah.
like stuff like that? And yeah.
How much did you win for that first one?
I think it was like 600.
That's not bad.
600 cash.
600 cash at 16.
Mhm.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And then after that, she lets you travel to all these other local events.
Yeah.
You figure out, you know what, I've got a talent for this.
Yeah.
I'm bloody good. She backs off your case.
Yeah.
She lets you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So then let's talk about your journey.
Uh-huh.
Where do you think your journey, when you wanted to be a pro player, when did you think that started?
I would say probably probably like AW.
Yeah.
That was before Black Ops 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but AW.
AW?
Yeah.
What teams were you on then?
I was just like underage teams.
Yeah.
And just going into people's Twitch streams and playing in their eights and just like running the lobbies and stuff.
Yeah. You were just going to locals, you were just taking all the cash, you were sharking locals basically.
Yeah.
That's what you were
I think
doing.
I think because I used to watch competitive in Black Ops 1 as well.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching like JCap and stuff like that. I used to watch like Proofy and stuff like that. I used to always like love those guys. So.
Yeah, so you're big into esports.
Yeah, I was already watching it, but I didn't think like, okay, like I should try to do something with this.
But was there like a point though where you thought you were good enough where you could actually do something from this?
That turning point was definitely like World War II.
World War II. Okay, let's talk about
that's
that.
when I won my first local. That's like, when I was like, that's a turning point because I remember I played like some pros in rank play like Taj.
Yeah.
Like BZ, like just a lot of pros, and like I remember Dylan telling me that I was like hella good, and yeah, I was like, okay, like.
And that's when you decided, okay, I'm good enough. I'm gonna pursue this as like a professional career.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, okay, yeah, I want to be pro.
Okay. Now let's talk about. I would say it was maybe your first proper team, 2020 February. This was with FaZe Academy. So let's talk about how the academy system actually started. How you got the call up for the academy system, and then we'll go from there.
I think I turned 18. I just remember Tom Gravity DMing me and said, let's run it. And I was like, why not?
Did you have any other offers at the time?
I think I did, but I don't remember. I honestly don't, but I definitely did. There's no way I didn't.
Were you getting paid?
Yeah.
How much were you getting paid?
I think I was getting paid about, was it? I might have been $2,000 a month. Maybe.
$2,000 a month on an academy team?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Something like that.
Pre-CDL?
Yeah.
No way.
Something like that. And then my subcontract was like 2.2 like every few weeks or whatever. Like every something like that. Wow. It was bare minimum that. It was bare minimum. So I think it was like $2,000 a month, maybe. I don't know, something like that. But it was bare minimum.
Yeah, so let's get into that. So you're getting paid. You just turned 18.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've joined the FaZe Academy system.
Yeah. It's either that, I don't want to misspoke it. It's either I was getting paid or I don't remember, honestly. But I want to say I was.
Yeah.
But they for sure like paid for like all my flights and stuff like that, everything like that. They paid for everything.
What was that like then? I'm assuming that's your first sort of experience of everything getting paid for. You're getting this big chunk of change.
Yeah.
As a young kid who's now becoming an adult, what was that?
I'm still in high school, by the way.
You were still in high school, right? And you're getting this big chunk of change, $2,000 a month. What was that like? How was dealing with all that money? You could do whatever you want. What was that like dealing with that?
I was really just helping the family, to be honest.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
But it was definitely a good experience since I won that tournament as well. Yeah. So that was like, okay, like I just had even more cash. Hold up, like hold up, like and all the top FaZe guys, like the sniping members, they like came up to us and stuff, and I started talking. I was like, okay, like this is pretty cool, like. But I was so like that boom boom stick I used.
Yeah.
I used it so much that tournament.
The one that you sniff.
Yes, my nose started bleeding.
No way.
Yeah.
Just for reference for the viewers, it's like a thing that you snort and it makes you feel awake.
Yes.
Right. So you're using that.
Yeah. Whole tournament.
Overusing that.
Yes, I overused it. I'd never do that ever again.
Yeah.
I had one bloody nose. I was like, they're like, bro, what's wrong with you? I'm like, bro, I think it's the boom boom just sticking in my nose just so much. So I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
As much. But
and just for timeline for the viewers, what game was that?
That was MW19.
MW19. Okay, and this was the first time you're in the academy because I think you're in the academy 2 times.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, what was the whole? So, from your point of view, what was the whole purpose of the academy system? Because academies aren't really a thing in COD, not really a thing in esports. So what was the whole purpose of you joining the academy, and what did they tell you? What did they sell to you? Did they sell you anything?
I don't think so.
Or was it just a namesake?
I think that might have been a namesake.
There we
It
go.
might have been a namesake. I don't know. Like it wasn't. I mean, I just thought of it as like
You signed a contract, though, I'm assuming, right?
pretty sure I did. I want to say I did.
I'm assuming you must have.
I think I did. I had to.
I'm assuming you had a huge buyout.
Yeah.
You must have done, right?
Nah, they were really cool. Like
Mhm.
if I had to go to a team or anything like that, they would let me go for
For free,
yeah,
basically.
even if for free or something though, they wouldn't stop me in a way of pursuing my dreams, which is really good.
Okay, now let's talk about the incident 2020. We won't go into too much detail, but basically, you said something that you shouldn't have, and then you suffered some of the repercussions from that. So I just want to get inside your mindset as this 18-year-old who's the next big thing, the next MVP, top 5 player, whatever it may be. You then get basically dropped from that team, essentially cancelled, right? What was that moment like for you, and that journey from that moment to then you joining back onto a team? Like you get told, okay, can't be on the team anymore. Franchises don't want to pick you up. How did you deal with that, and then how did you change from that?
I think at that point, since I got canceled, I was like, okay, well, I was just being real myself. I was like, you know what, like, I did what I did, and as you just gotta learn from your mistakes. And if this ruins your career, then I mean, it is what it is. So I was already like, my mind was already moving forward off of it. Like,
so did you basically accept that maybe there couldn't be a career in COD after that moment?
Yeah.
So what were you thinking in your mind? What did you want to do?
I was into like real estate. Real estate, go to school, do some real estate.
Yeah.
Play with some houses.
Do
something like that. I like stuff like that. So that was pretty intriguing to me.
Okay. So in the moment you accepted, okay, you made a mistake,
Yes.
you messed up, you accepted the repercussions,
Yes.
and you were ready to go back to school.
Yeah.
With a new mindset, and you were ready to do other things.
Yes.
Basically. Okay. And then that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Thank God.
Thankfully, it doesn't happen.
Thank God. Yeah.
And this is something I do want to say. I don't know if you maybe agree with this, but I feel like on social media is if you do make a mistake, that mistake that defines you as a person for the rest of your life, basically. I don't know if you see it on social media where it's like, you do make a mistake, there's no way coming back from it. You know what I mean? Like, you are that person for the rest of your life. It's like people don't give you an opportunity to like improve or change or think that you can.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like, I mean, people definitely change. I change for sure. I mean, but I wouldn't say I necessarily changed, but I'm definitely a lot more mature, and I'm better at handling myself in situations like that, or just any situation in general.
Yeah.
Which is what you need to be like if you want to be professional,
Yeah.
or even carry that type of image. So I think, but yeah, I mean, they don't give us a second chance. I mean, but if they don't, I mean, at the end of the day, you did mess up. So like, it's kind of like
you took it on the chin.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
When basically the entire community was on your back for what you said, how did you deal with the endless amount of hate, the endless amount of articles and stuff like that? Bearing in mind you are just fresh 18, you're still young, right? How did you deal with that, and how did you then change your mindset to become who you are? Because you're very confident, you're very, I would say you're more of a very leadership style figure. How did you deal with that?
Just by just being honest with yourself and maturing. I also think the people around me were a lot of help too.
Yep.
I think like, for example, Zuma or people like Lamar. I think those people are just, they've told me some things that just made me look at things in like a bit of a different perspective.
Yeah.
And for the better, of course. So, as long as you have people like that around you to actually elevate you and want the best for you, I mean, I feel like at that point, if you want to do it for yourself and other people do too, I mean, you can't really lose at the end of the day.
Yeah.
No matter if you have a career or not, you still have people that want to look out for you.
Yeah.
And want the best for you.
So what you described about being honest with yourself is what self-awareness is.
Yes.
Now, what would you recommend to the viewers listening? How did you develop that self-awareness? How did you develop that honesty in yourself, or any tips on developing that honesty?
I would say it came from like a pretty young age.
Mhm.
I think just being taught just even simple things as using your manners.
Yeah.
Even when you play sports at a young age, how do you get better? You don't just not be honest with yourself, Like at some point you have to be like, okay, this is my weakness. If your left foot's your weak foot, you have to get good at it. And simple just subconsciously, like you start to,
Yeah.
analyze yourself. And I think as you grow older, it becomes easier and easier.
Yeah. So at a young age, you were taught to basically get rid of your ego, break it down, show vulnerability, and then that's how you can build yourself back up once you understand. Okay. Thank you very much, Prize Pick, for sponsoring this second video. Make sure you do check out Prize Picks. You have a variety of sports. I've got NFL here. I've got NBA. I've got football, not soccer, football. If traditional sports is not your thing, you can also do CSGO, Dota 2. COD will be on there. Make sure you do check out Prize Picks. Basically, what you do is you pick a category. You can say, okay, is this player going to get more than a certain amount of kills? Yes, no. You put your pick onto that. So what you want to do, guys, is you want to go to Prize Picks. You want to use referral code Breaking Point, and you will get your first deposit matched to $100. Yes, code Breaking Point for the new COD season. Get your first deposit matched up to $100. Easy money. Start betting. Start doing what you got to do today. Loads of different choice, guys. Check it out. Now, let's move on to the CDL era, right? So you joined Seattle for your first professional team. How did that come about from a difference from going from the you didn't play in the CWL, did you?
No, I did not.
No. So, okay. So how did that opportunity come to you joining Seattle when you were, I remember at the time, you were the poster boy, or you were the future of FaZe. I remember that at the time. You were meant to, there was something going around that you were meant to be the next up for FaZe, because you were very, you're this top 5 potential talent, MVP, all this sort of stuff, right? So then how did you end up joining Seattle?
It was actually San Phoenix and Lamar who approached me. They talked to me about it, and they basically told me if you got to be on if you want to be part of the team. And I'm like, I know, like I'm aware.
Yeah.
So that was the only team that actually took a chance on me, and I'm glad they did.
So were you aware that CDL franchises didn't want to sign you because of that?
Yeah.
Was that openly communicated, or was that sort of like?
It was kind of just more of a like common sense thing. That's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
so who did you approach?
Huh?
Did you
I didn't approach anyone? No.
No.
Nope.
New York tried to sign you in 2021.
Yes.
Why did you not join? And what was that process like for you, knowing you've just gone from a place of no franchises want you except for Seattle, and now you had multiple chasing you, including New York?
What are you talking about? Wait, say that again?
So in 2021, right? New York tried to sign you. We tried to push for you aggressively. Were you aware?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did you go from a place where you were receiving no franchise offers, essentially blacklisted, to now in a place where you are wanted by multiple franchises? How was that for you? What was your mindset to that? How then did you decide to stick to Seattle?
I think my definite my mindset was just basically your time will come, and as long as you put in the work and try to be the best player you can be, I mean, even after that, I feel like I was good enough, and that if I could actually be the best me and put my mind to it, I think that my time will eventually come. Like someone's gonna pick me up, like someday. And I think Vegas tried to reach out to me too, but I actually declined their offer as well. I didn't want to be a part of that organization, respectfully. Yeah. So I knew it wasn't. I didn't have a chance at winning, and I was just seeing the longevity aspect of it, and it's like gonna keep grinding. I'm bound for one.
Yeah. No, I can appreciate that. So then why did you What was influencing your mind from Seattle versus New York? Why did you choose Seattle for that year and not New York?
Oh, I was under the impression that I would just never be on New York.
What do you mean?
Like I would like due to my personal rep, I just wouldn't be able to get on New York.
As in start for the team if you got signed?
Yeah.
You thought you'd be a sub?
No, I thought like I couldn't be on regardless.
Like at all?
At all.
But they reached out to you, no?
No.
So you didn't get any contact?
No.
So,
but I knew you guys wanted to get me, but
Yeah.
I didn't know like no, they didn't never reach out to me or anything.
so let's say hypothetically,
Okay.
right? 2021, we extend the offer out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you sign, or would you still stick with Seattle?
Well, I wasn't on Seattle then.
2021?
No. It was like after. It was like the next season.
Was it 2022? No. 2021 was.
Like you guys reached out. You guys not even reach out to me, but you guys wanted to get me in Cold War.
Was it Cold War?
Yeah, it was in Cold War.
I think it was twice then because we wanted you in Vanguard too.
I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't remember
Nobody
that?
told me anything.
We wanted you in Vanguard too.
Yeah, nobody told me anything. I don't even know about that.
Some miscommunication. You had an agent at the time?
Nope.
Oh, there we go. Sign it. Get an agent.
Yeah, no agent.
Now, I want to talk to you more about you versus AG.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to you about that dynamic on Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that first. What was it like playing with AG? And then what was it like dealing with someone who has his strong, I'm going to say his strong personality, or his very sort of brash personality?
I would probably compare his mindset to like someone like MJ, in my opinion. I feel like he's very, very passionate, and even if he hurts your feelings, he's gonna make you do better. So
yeah,
I feel like that's just a direct correlation for me. I feel like his mindset is, at the end of the day, he's gonna win.
Yeah. So was he very intense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love that. As a teammate, I love that.
But then you mentioned MJ. Let's talk about his comment where he claimed to be LeBron. How did that go down with the team?
I mean, honestly, it was just in practice. It was a joke. Honestly, like we just kind of laughed it off, really. But I mean,
there's no resentment, no hard feelings.
Not for me, at least. But maybe others. Can't speak for others, but
yeah,
for me, I didn't really.
So, did you think you were the best on that team?
I would say 1A, 1B.
1A, 1B.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played a lot off him. He played a lot off me.
Fair enough.
But he definitely, I will give it to him. He was more consistent than I was.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of the year, I could say it's second best.
Yeah. Okay. So now you're on that Seattle team. Let's talk about you moving over to New York.
Mm-hmm.
You replace Priester on a world championship. On a world championship winning team. Now, did you feel like? Obviously, you're going to feel like it's a justified change, obviously. But do you feel any sort of pressure based on that? Do you feel like any sort of pressure from the community?
No. I definitely don't feel any pressure at all. I mean, even if hypothetically we can knock on some wood here, if I come here and do my best and we play horrible,
yeah,
I can still say I came here and played my best. Like I gave you my all. So there's nothing I can really do, so I wouldn't say there's any pressure at all. And if I was him, like rightfully so, I would feel the same way as him, like,
yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's what the team wants. So, he does have the most chips since the CDL came out. So and I only got one to my name. So
we'll make that many more this year.
So, but yeah, no, I definitely no pressure at all. If anything, I feel more of a sense of just, like, I want to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want to prove yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
how do you then?
The opposite for me.
So then, what advice could you give to people that are watching? Because you are going to be dealing with a lot of people watching you, a lot of eyes on you. You will be the first up to criticism. You'll be the first up to any backlash. How do you, as a high-performing player, deal with that? How do you deal with that sort of expectation on you, that weight on your shoulders?
I feel like it's, for one, you're blessed to be here. Two, it's also a privilege to be here.
Yeah.
Pressure
is a privilege, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I also think that if people that aren't your family, your teammates can break you,
Yeah.
you're nothing in the game.
You're not a diamond, are you?
No.
Yeah.
In my opinion, respectively. So if it's not your teammates saying anything like that, or your family or your loved ones, you know, like I feel like it should never have a hold on you.
Mm-hmm.
It does become an inconvenience at times, but
Yeah.
you know, you just look what you're doing.
So do you think you were born with it? That
I don't know.
resilience?
I don't know, to be honest, but I've also just never really cared about what people think.
Yeah.
But I definitely do a lot more now. But I think the difference between before and now is that I was a lot more ignorant
Right.
and naive. Now it's where it's that I'll listen to it, but it doesn't affect me.
Yeah. This year, before you joined New York, there was a lot of talk about you following AG to Optic. Was there any truth
Nope.
to the rumors?
Mm-mm.
Optic didn't hit you up at all?
No.
Like,
they didn't
not
want
once?
me. No.
Okay. So there was no chance of
No.
AG times Sib on Optic?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. Did you have any other offers in this offseason?
I would say I had Boston.
Boston?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Okay. And then finally, what I want to talk about to you, a bit more of a light-hearted, I'll say light-hearted, we'll talk about your passion in cars. Let's talk through your history with a certain type of car. Yeah. So you're earning a good wage. You've made a lot of money from COD. Grateful for that. But when you work hard, you want to play hard. What was the first big spend or the first car that you bought?
Wow, the first car I bought was Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
I had a Toyota Camry, and then I still have that one. And then after that, I bought a Corvette.
And what was the Corvette?
It was Grand Sport. It was I believe it was 60. But I didn't buy it with finance, obviously.
But it was 60K.
Yeah.
And what happened to that?
After what was it? I believe it was after maybe not even a month. Maybe a month. I hydroplaned to an 18-wheeler, got stuck on the 18-wheeler. It dragged me for a bit, and yeah, like the car was totaled, unfortunately. Good thing I was being safe. I was on my way home.
Yeah.
On my way back to Dallas from my mom's house.
Yeah.
And I was just driving. I saw it was really rainy, very, very windy as well.
Yeah.
I was driving really slow. Alicia Keys in the background. Two hands on the wheel.
Yeah. You know, and so you were next to this 18-wheeler.
Yeah, and he was going faster than I was. He was like here and I was like here, but like the back half was in front of me, like right here. It was like next to me kind of.
And then so what happens? He cuts in front of you.
No, he just says that and just I go like this.
Oh, so you lose control.
Yeah, he's just
and you're next thing you know, you're underneath his wheel. What was I can't imagine, but what was that like?
I was just looking up.
Did you just like accept that maybe this is how you're gonna go out? And
I was just like, ain't no way, but I mean, if you do, ain't that a B word?
Yeah.
No, I was like, you know.
Oh. So then you're underneath the wheels.
Yeah.
Does he slow down?
He didn't know I was under there. Actually, he thought he had a blowout on his tire.
Yeah. So then
he stopped, and then he realized there was a car under him. He was like, "Holy crap!"
So you're in an accident for the first one, which is pretty bloody traumatic.
Yeah.
So then,
kinda.
So did you feel like, okay, I'm not confident enough to drive a new car, or
nah?
You were straight into the next one?
I mean, it wasn't my fault. I couldn't do. There's nothing I could have done to stray from the outcome.
Okay. So you had the first one.
Yeah. I waited a year.
You waited a year?
A year and a half.
And you bought the
Z06.
Z06. So you bought the second one, and how much was that?
I believe it was around 80, 90.
80,
like that.
Okay. So now you've upgraded, I would argue. You've upgraded to a very nice car. What happened to that one?
It got stolen.
And what happened, like, so?
3 months later, it got stolen out of my apartment building.
So it was parked in your apartment block?
With the gate, sensor, everything.
You had everything, and somehow it's still been nicked, basically. Yeah. Someone still robbed it.
Yeah.
You didn't have a kill switch or anything like that on it?
No.
But you will on this
next
one?
I just got it, so I didn't,
Yeah. So the second Corvette gets stolen.
Yep.
And then what do you do after that?
I waited for about 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
or so with just no car. Basically, because I gave my other car to my family as well.
Yep.
They needed a car, so that's how me getting a new car worked out.
Yeah.
And then so I waited just no car for a bit, 7 or 8 months, didn't have a car, and then I got a Camaro.
And
Yeah.
out of the three, what's your favorite drive?
Definitely the CO6.
CO6, yeah.
Yeah, the Grand Sport looked the best though. It had the best specs on it and stuff.
Yeah. Would you want to get another one?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But we put a kill switch on that one.
Yeah,
next time.
anything. I'm putting everything
on that. Yeah.
I'm not making the same mistake with the vehicle I have now. So
fair enough.
I have some questions.
Yeah.
All right. So the New York, guys getting me for a second time. How did that work out? How did that come about?
So I've been a big fan of you for years. I've watched you since Modern Warfare. I felt like, to give you some context, when we picked up Priester, I look at the player, how he flows in game. How he is in game is not necessarily his value out of game. They don't align. I felt like at that moment, Priester was very undervalued. That's why we picked him up. Felt like the pace he was playing, his understanding of the game, his flow, everything to do with that guy. In my opinion, I think players are often misvalued because the community either doesn't give them credit enough, whatever it may be. And that affects their view of a player. I felt like it was the same for you. I felt like I watched hours, me and Troy watched hours before we picked you up. And we thought, everyone's worried about, is he going to fill? Is he going to fly? I'm thinking, you're a goddamn professional player. Of course you know how to do the basics like that, right? I looked at you and I thought, you have top 5 potential. You have MVP potential. Why would we miss out on an opportunity to improve and pack a punch? Because what we did last season is not going to be enough. You always have to keep on improving, right? And when an opportunity like yourself comes around, where you have a top 5 potential player to join the championship winning team, why would we not take that risk? Why would we not do it? Because then let's say next year you have best year of your career, we're going to be kicking ourselves. There is an element of risk, obviously, when you make a change. Yeah. But the thought that we had was the downside risk is not as strong as last year, because we can have you for multiple years. We can build around you for multiple years, and you have the ability to be a top 5 player. Why would we not do that? You would be the only player that we even would consider a change for. If you weren't on the market, our team would be the same. So that's why we did that. Yeah. Any other questions? I should be asking you questions here.
We can go ahead down this road.
Yeah, let's do that.
Open up this rabbit hole. So, I wouldn't say we were late to scrims, but I would say a lot of teams have been scrimming a lot more earlier than we have.
On day -1.
Yes.
Before the game's even out, officially out.
Yeah. So typical to them, to them. I think we're still in a big learning process. I think it's still in the works. Regardless if scrims go good or bad, I think we're pretty good at practicing efficiently, which is the most important thing for us as a team. So we already know what we're capable of. We just got to take it step by step.
Yeah, the first 2 days were a big learning process.
Yeah.
But I think since then we look very comfortable on the map. Just need to get more reps in.
Yeah.
More situations, how we want to play certain situations, stuff like that.
And to the fans, losing is not fun, right? No. Losing is not fun. Okay. Not. The process is not fun. But it's the end result that makes you love it.
Absolutely. Stick that on a board. Put that on a wall.
Yep.
You won Major 3 Toronto. What was the process like leading up to Major 3 Toronto? And this is an obvious question, but what was it like when you were lifting up that trophy?
I don't think I lifted up the trophy.
You didn't touch the trophy?
I don't think I did.
Do you want to touch the trophy and then we can redo it?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I touched the trophy, but I do remember just feeling like, wow.
Yeah.
That's it. I was just wow. I was just so in the moment. I knew the moment would pass, you know, within maybe a few hours or maybe the next day, whatever it was. That was my first time actually winning something really big that I was, I'm like, I'm feeling, I wouldn't say on top of the world, but I'm definitely feeling like just wow, this is crazy. Like,
So when we won some of our chips last year,
yeah,
we had that feeling before we were going into the
yes,
tournament.
that's the best thing. That
Like we
is the
were gonna
best.
win.
Yes.
Like we were so prepared
yeah,
and we were so confident in each other that we knew we were gonna win.
yeah,
Did you have that
Yes.
going into Major 3?
yeah. We had that going to Major 2, Major 3, and some other majors, but some stuff just happened. You know, some Call of Duty.
And that's when it felt like
happened.
you were
Yeah.
all on the same page.
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
game plans were
Yeah,
there.
but that's definitely the best one when you go into a tournament and you play a match or you. I mean, yeah, it's even better when you go into it without even playing.
Yeah.
But once you actually sit down and play your first match, you're like, holy crap! Like we're shooting diff, we're moving diff, like we're talking diff, like
Yeah.
You can feel that like that energy of just wait, hold on,
You
we can
feel it
actually
from the
win
crowd.
this.
Do you feel it from the crowd as well
No.
when you're playing?
No,
You don't feel them getting hyped or anything like that? Because
not really.
champs on World War II,
Uh-huh.
it's obviously main stage was
Let's
a
show
lot
an
closer.
optic. So much better. Like
Does it
so
not
much
feel
better.
good though when you beat them and you shut them up?
Well, last year, yeah, for sure. But in previous years that I beat them, nah, not really. It was just
Fair enough. Appreciate you, my guy.
check my hand.
Shake my hand.
Come on.
No, a huge thank you for Dante to coming on this podcast. Much appreciated. Make sure you do follow him on the socials. His socials will be on the screen. You've started streaming as well. Make sure you check out his streams. Please drop 5 gifted subs.
5 gifted.
Yeah. Huge shout out to the Breaking Point guys and huge shout out to the cameraman Juan Valero. Make sure you do check him out as well. Much appreciated, guys. Stay tuned for the next episode. We've got a great guest coming up.